Hey everybody, Jeff Mason with SimpleBiz360 podcast, SimpleBiz360.com, and a book by the same name on Amazon, or you can get it on other platforms as well, or through our website. Hey, I just want to do a quick shout out to Dietz and Matt over here at Half Coast Studios in St. Louis. They put together an excellent show. They have done every week. They seem to just make improvements to their studio and just make it much more of a pleasurable experience. Recording podcasts here and increasing that color clarity and sound. It's just the crispness that comes out of this is off the chart. So I'm really excited for those guys. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. And they are behind a window back there where they can see out here and I can see in there. So it's kind of cool. So anyway, hey, I want to make an apology right off the bat, just to some of the listeners. I know we're listened to on 27 different audio platforms, and I don't always do a great job as your host on painting a picture of what it looks like in the studio for those people who can't see what's in the studio. So we have an American flag. We have a little mural backdrop of the 3Y challenge from last year. I have a pitcher or a container of ping pong balls, orange with a green ball in it. Got a mug, a couple books. So that's kind of the setup here. So when I reference something, you'll get a better understanding of what's going on. Any rate, we just thank you for being here, visiting with us, and we really hope we can give you an entertaining show today. And we are going to be focusing on uniqueness. So if you like the show, you can subscribe on YouTube or any of the listening channels. That's up to you, but we offer that to you. And uniqueness. So a couple of questions I want to start off with. Does uniqueness make a difference to customers? Can uniqueness be monetized? How do you identify your unique qualities? How can you harness and market uniqueness? And can you find 3 points of uniqueness about your own company? Some just questions. And again, we want to try to stir your thought processes here. We don't always want to give you answers. Critical thinking about your business, thinking about the things you do and the people you serve and how you put your programs together. We're trying to get our audience and people who just want to improve to think about how they do things. So ask yourself some of those questions. Now, Rick Diana just finished 2 episodes with us. He is a talent agent. I know they were long episodes, and sometimes these interviews can be long, but they're packed with good information, so I don't want to shortchange some of that information exchange. But in those programs, Rick spoke of 3 things and the power of 3, and we believe in that power of 3 too. If you ever look at some of these, just like the 3Y challenge you see behind you, it's respond, follow up, and follow through. It's always 3 things, right? Whenever you see one of those little challenges we have up there. So we believe in this power too. And when you harness something or things that are unique about your company, follow along with what Rick's saying. Can you find 3 things that can enable you to set yourself apart from the competition and label them unique? We used to call them unique selling points 20, 30 years ago. But, just what are those points of uniqueness? The Sam Walton Rule. I have his book here. And again, he built his company on, he's got 10 rules in the back of the book. And rule number 10, and we've mentioned it before here, is swim upstream. People upon people told Sam Walton, you cannot build stores in towns of less than 10,000. What did Sam Walton do? He built stores in towns of 5,000 or less predominantly. That's how he grew Walmart. And so whenever, and like he says in that rule, whenever someone says you can't do something, I think about that, because is that really just inviting you to be another fish with a bunch of fish swimming the same way? Or do you want to turn around, paddle upstream, and be recognized as being different, being quality, being good service provider, but being different? So that's kind of that. And then with me, I've tried to share this with you. And if I rewind my career clock back to 2002, what I noticed as an executive vice president, I had half of my sales force reporting to me directly, and I had half of my sales force, a force that was they were what we call 1099 representatives. So they were independent representatives, and they were on their own. And one of the things I noticed is as the executive, combed through all the complaints from customers and the issues that customers were having and the things I saw on my own that were problematic, I really came to the distinct conclusion that most of these situations could be tethered to and attributed to the lack of follow-through. And when you really bundle that formula up, I looked at the whole process and I said, you know what? If I was to start my own sales agency and I was to just do 3 things that set me apart from most of my competitors, they would be respond to all inquiries, follow up completely, and follow through comprehensively. And follow through is the rubber meeting the road. That is where most people fall on their sword. I can't tell you, in the last month, I can't tell you how many business professionals I've engaged with that have not followed through on what they told me. I couldn't tell you how many times that's happened in 3 months. I got tired of writing this stuff down in the 80s and 90s, and it just kept repeating itself, and it does. It repeats itself all the time. So what am I really saying? I'm saying that if you want to look like this jar of ping pong balls, if you want to be one of the orange ping pong balls, then go for it. You'll just be one of the many orange ping pong balls like you see here. But if you want to harness and find your uniqueness and be that green ball amongst the orange balls that sets you apart from that orange crowd, then there you go. That's the art. You want your customers to be able to see you as that green ball and say, hey, this guy, this gal's different. This company's different. They do things differently. They go about their profession in a way that's appealing to me. So, I throw that out to you. So just some thoughts, and again, I want to get you to think through this, but crowd following just makes you one of the many. Standing out can make a customer buying decision much easier, and it really can, because if you can stand out as unique, it makes their job of deciding this, that, or the other that much more simplified. They go, that's what I want. That person is speaking about things that are important to me and different than everyone else. Everyone else is stuck on, quality, price, and delivery. This guy's talking about other things in addition to quality, price, and delivery. Customers inherently want to know what makes you different. Explain it to them. You have to be able to pull that out and figure out what you can do. Bad-mouthing the competition, right? What does that do? Bad-mouthing the competition's only going to highlight you as the bad-mouther. It's not going to bring any attention to your competition. It's not going to do anything for you. Bad-mouthing the competition's a horrible way to go. So how can you really stand out? What do you do, or what can you do to really be different from the pack? And we all have uniquenesses. So what I encourage you to do is search for them. Figure out what is baked into your company DNA, what is baked into your professional operating DNA that sets you apart and makes you different. So we all have it, search for it, and then here's what I say. Find it, it's there in plain sight most of the time, start to harness it, figure out how to corral around it and create something, define it, articulate it, highlight it. Make it real and tangible. Give it to a customer in a way they can chew off on it and say, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you say is making you different. Market it. Live up to it. Refresh it. Polish it. Make it shine. Make it your hallmark. Make it your legacy. So if I've told you this before, on my gravestone, in my business gravestone, if I had one word that I would want to describe me from all the people I've dealt with and customers I've served over my career, I'd want it to say, he was a professional. Professionalism. What is professionalism to me? It's right over my shoulder. It's nothing more than responding to 100% of inquiries, following up all the time, doing it completely, and following through comprehensively. And following through is the most important component of it. That's what, in my opinion, makes me a professional. So grab it if you want. Grab your own. You've all got your own unique qualities. Figure out what they are and use them. So thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, we do the Lost on the Shuffle track every single week, right? So there's a song that came out in 1970, Three Dog Night. And actually, it's very interesting when I researched this song a little bit, I found out that it was written by Randy Newman, and it was written for the Animals' Eric Burdon's first solo album in 1966. But Three Dog Night did it, and they did it, Mama Told Me Not to Come. Remember that tune? And it's just, it was a tune that I just loved hearing. And, listen, I'm telling you, don't go the way of all these orange balls. I'm telling you not to come to that party. Go to the party where it's the green ball. All right? Mama told you not to come. Three Dog Night, 1970. Thank you so much. Remember, respond, follow up, follow through. We'll see you next week. Thanks so much.